It's midweek. It's almost mid-month, October the 14th and a Wednesday. Thank you for being here on another beautiful day in the neighborhood. One more of these in your forecast period, and that's it. Now, we've got some nice weather after a not so nice couple of days and some cold ones, but nothing in the 70s for now. We hopefully will see the return, briefly, more than likely. But for now, your forecast after Friday's high of now adjusted 52 doesn't rebound any further than about 68, I do believe, between now and the end of your weekend. And then we go back downhill towards the 50s. So enjoy tomorrow and this evening and tomorrow if this is your thing. And I think this weather is the thing that everyone certainly is enjoying right now. A lot of news, and a lot of it's COVID related. I promise I've got some non-COVID related news tonight, but some good news that's not COVID related tomorrow, and look forward to bringing you that story and some other things that I'm working on. For tonight, though, it's starting to become even more overwhelming than it has been. We've been in this pandemic for 9 months. Everyone is tired and weary of it, but that doesn't mean that it's smart or cautious to let one's guard down, but Kentucky is continuing to see, essentially we saw our highest number of cases reported today, a vast desk full of warnings from local health departments and advisories before me tonight that I'm going to relay to you. I've got football scores, though, and some schedules for you, and some other news and information in your calendar, so please stay with us. We have a lot of ground to cover. A boil water advisory, first off, has been issued by the Magoffin County Water District from the mouth of Elk Creek to the end of the line at Trace and all the tributaries in between. This is until further notice. And, of course, in between includes Lick Creek and Buffalo, Coon, Pricey, Bloomington. You know the area. The water department says that they have found and isolated a break in one of their lines, and it is under repair at this moment. But a boil water advisory issued from the mouth of Elk Creek to Trace, and that includes everything in between for the time being by the Magoffin County Water District. So tonight's local COVID update is to follow at this time. Last night I prefaced that with the West Liberty Dairy Queen confirming that they had a positive case, telling anyone who may have eaten there from the 5th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th to contact the health department if you had any concerns after possible exposure. The Floyd Central High School going to virtual classes for the rest of the week after a staff member tested positive. We've now learned that that positive case has resulted in the quarantine of 23 staff members at the Floyd Central High School. Students going to be online for education for the rest of this week, and all, of course, extracurricular activities, practices, and games are suspended until next Monday as well. And then yesterday, the Floyd County Health Department advising that anyone who, of course, went to the volleyball game between Floyd Central and Pike Independent on the 8th, or on the 9th, rather, be aware that there was a positive case reported from someone who was there, and then that also included the Magoffin County Floyd Central game that took place last Friday night. One of the temperature screeners or checkers at the gate at both of those sporting events has tested positive, from what we understand, that resulting in that advisory being issued. And then the Magoffin County Health Department, as our public health director explained yesterday, issuing an advisory that for anyone who attended the Victorious Faith Church in Floyd County on last Friday the 9th, you may have had a possible COVID-19 exposure. That was, as Pete Shepard told us last evening, reported by the health department as 2 confirmed cases related to that church service were reflected in yesterday's numbers. And at airtime last evening, those numbers stood at 3 new cases for the day from the Magoffin County Health Department. However, after I left you, there were more cases reported. Then another case reported today, and he outlines those details and tells us how actually at least one or some of these positive cases are affecting various churches in this county, in Floyd County, and Johnson County as well. He explains all of that. But before we get to that, we spoke on a couple of different fronts. Last evening, he told us that county officials and mayors were set to speak with via conference call Kentucky's Governor Beshear earlier today. Everyone largely expecting, at least to some degree, some new recommendations, mandates, or likewise from the governor. I asked him about that. We also touched on thereafter trick-or-treat and how it is being planned to be held here in Magoffin County before we talked about today's numbers. Anything come out of that today?
No, he just reiterated what he said last conference call we had, that we need to try to enforce the mask mandate, and he gave us a little bit of information on maybe some stimulus money coming down from the federal government, but he didn't expect to get it that anytime soon.
Trick or treat, I know that's something that a decision was made on, but I'd also know as well that local officials, including the city and the health department, have been kind of watching the climate and trying to think of ways to do it safely. Has there been any changes in regards to trick or treat yet?
What we're trying to plan or hope to be able to accomplish is, if I could get most of the businesses downtown to come out on the Saturday night and set up a table with their trick or treat, and if we could keep most of the trick or treaters in the county that come to the city, where we could watch and keep them socially distanced with family members only, let them come to the tables and have plenty of candy for everybody, and they go through Dixie, the Baptist church, come over into town, come down through town, and go to all the businesses and ask any other people, private individuals or businesses that would want to come and set up a table where they could put candy out on the table, and try to keep all the kids in one area, keep them safe, keep them socially distanced with just family, and see if we might be able to accomplish a nice Halloween with that.
Now, as for cases, moving on in regards to cases, new cases, I know that you told me prior to this interview that we just had one technically today, but there were cases that were reported to the health department last night after my 6 o'clock show aired. So technically several since my last update last evening. Can you run through those for me?
Yes, we had 3 yesterday, at our time, and then late last night we got 2 more. They were related to the funeral in Ohio from 2 or 3 weeks ago. We're still getting positive cases from that, individuals. And then we got 1 positive case today.
And I'm seeing some blanket advisories issued from a lot of health departments, including ours, about church services and the like, and I'm assuming that relates to this case?
The case today, yes, it does. We had an individual that tested positive that had been to church services, and some of the churches are interrelated. The people went to churches at some more. We've got some positive cases other than this one today related to these churches.
Just real quickly again, just so everybody knows and can be aware, which churches are we talking about so everybody can be advised?
Seems to have all started the Victorious Faith Church. They had a revival last week, and that's where we got our first positive cases there.
In Floyd County.
In Floyd County. In Floyd County. Now we've got a church in Johnson County, the Blaine Church Outreach has been involved with these cases, and now today with this case, the New Generation Church in Magoffin County. And these 3 churches seem to have, their constituents seem to went to the revivals or went to church there, and so it's kind of moved around these 3 churches, the positive cases that we've got.
Just so everyone will know, in regards to New Generation, what day of services would anyone who would have been there need to be worried about?
Okay. The Victorious Church is all last week. They had a revival last week. The Blaine Church and the New Generation were just this weekend, any services this weekend.
Given the connectivity between those churches, are you expecting the possibility or probability of more positive cases related to those events?
Yes, we're expecting more positive cases from these churches, because we've had a lot of contacts with the people that we've talked to. A lot of the people that were in contact with these individuals are being tested today. We're tested today and are testing tomorrow. So, we expect to get some more positive cases out of this.
In regards to those 3 latest cases here in Magoffin County, Shepherd says all 3 individuals were said to be symptomatic. On last night's program, I ran through the remainder, about 11, I believe it was, of the indictments returned by the Magoffin County Grand Jury late last week, with the exception of 1 due to an audio issue. This one was omitted from last night's report. The audio track did not accompany this video clip that you had before you on last night's program. So just to complete the indictments which were returned last week by the Magoffin County Grand Jury, 34-year-old Jonathan H. Garland of Royalton was indicted on one count of possession of a handgun by a convicted felon for being in possession of a firearm on January the 20th, with that case being brought before the grand jury by Magoffin County Sheriff's Deputy Brian Tipton. Nearly everything today is about being safe and well, and Parkway Pharmacy has two great ways to get your prescriptions quickly, safely, and conveniently. Simply pull up curbside and call and let them know you're there, or circle around the building and drive through. And just in, a fresh inventory of Atalo, premium CBD oil and cream products for managing pain, anxiety, depression, rest, digestion, and more. All at Parkway Pharmacy in Salyersville. We know that life cannot come to a complete standstill because of the pandemic, but we can make sure that you can continue to bank safely and securely by calling either branch of the Salyersville National Bank to schedule any in-lobby services, or by using either of our drive-thrus. Mondays through Fridays, the main drive-thru is open from 8 until 3, and the branch drive-thru is open from 8 until 5, and the branch drive-thru is also open on weekends, Saturdays 8 until noon, with ATMs available 24/7 at both locations. Or by taking advantage of our completely free 24-hour internet banking and bill pay, banking by phone, remote deposit, automatic payment services, and more. Salyersville National Bank, always making your banking easier and safer.
Hello, Bob Hutcherson here for Hutch Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Paintsville. We have big news. Our credit rebuilding program can put you in a nicer, newer vehicle today. Get 0% financing for 84 months on 2020 Ram trucks. Slow credit, bad credit, or no credit, we can get you approved. 0% for 72 months on the Jeep Compass. And it all comes with the Hutch Guarantee.
There is never a good time for a breakdown. They will happen, and your car at some point is going to need some repairs and maintenance. And Black Smoke Performance is open and here with professional, fast, safe service. And they now have certified full air conditioning, diagnostics, and repair to keep you cool in whatever you drive. Black Smoke Performance, 349-8785. It's hard to describe the t-shirt lines and looks in right now at the seasonal shop, but I'm going to try. Two of them are made right here in KY, Ridge and Holler, because, in Kentucky, you're always in one or the other, and both are always beautiful. Just check these designs out. The other is Yonder, and it's made in Pikeville, and it's just as cool and creative and all Kentucky. Definitely something there to appeal to everyone. And the ever-popular Turn Row brand, also at the seasonal shop for all fans of anything farming. And you can come into the shop and experience the magic of perfectly chilled drinks. For regular and slim cans, regular or even wine bottles, cups, and more. It's the Cadillac of koozies by Brewmate, all colors and styles in stock right now at Fraser's Prater Drugs seasonal shop. To preface your state COVID update for this evening, I wanted to go back to the local level and the area level more specifically and issue a few advisories that have been issued today by local health departments. In tomorrow's edition of the Salyersville Independent, a lot of great things, fun things, some really interesting reports and news, and of course your weekly COVID update there. And I don't have the numbers, but my editor Heather Oney, as she has been weekly, has been keeping close tabs on COVID-19 cases, positive cases in a 10-county area. And the number this week by far exceeds the number of new cases for any week that she has been doing so since this pandemic began. It is a serious number. Again, she's still putting that together. That will be in tomorrow's paper. We hope you pick one up as soon as you can. So the Floyd County Health Department, as of yesterday, had 3 cases reported yesterday. I don't have their today numbers. 244 cases, 36 active, 6 of those hospitalized in Floyd County. They say they are seeing an increase in cases compared to other months, as are many other counties in the Big Sandy region. The Johnson County Health Department yesterday, I don't have their numbers from today either, reported 2 new cases, a 25-year-old symptomatic female and a 20-year-old symptomatic female, 212 cases, 30 active, and 2 currently hospitalized in Johnson County. And of course, out of an abundance of caution, the Johnson County Health Department advising that if anyone attended the Ramey Branch Church on Wednesday of last week or this past Sunday, you may have been exposed to COVID-19 from an individual who was positive in that same church service. As for Governor Beshear's update today, before the numbers were announced and revealed, he spoke of victim services grant funds totaling $37 million going to various victim services institutions across the state of Kentucky. He also announced the Buckle Up Phone Down campaign in an effort to get everyone to focus on their driving and not their device, still encouraging everyone to vote, as well as we are quickly approaching the November general election. And then he went on to today's numbers and called this what he believes is the third escalation and a wake-up call, with the numbers today essentially being the highest that we've seen during the pandemic for Kentucky.
It's to that level, and if we don't do what it takes now, that level's going to be way too high moving into the fall and moving into the winter. And today's report is an example. We have 1,346 new positive cases of COVID-19. There's no backlog in that. That is today's numbers. Those are recent tests and positives. It is an indication that right now, at least we're finding more virus out there, and there is probably more virus out there than any time to date in our dealing with this pandemic. If you take out the backlog cases that came in last week, I think a week ago, from Lexington, this would be our single highest day. That's not where we want to be right now. So we've got to stop this third escalation. And then with the levels that it's on right now, well, we've got to start seeing decreasing cases. So I've said wake up call before. Maybe this is a jolt or a shock to the system, but everybody ought to be concerned and everybody ought to be doing the right thing. And those that are out there that try to confront you for wearing a mask or being a jerk, that's all they are. And they're putting your health at risk. So do the right thing. The vast majority of people are with you. Let's keep it up, and let's know that we've got to step it up a little better and a little better each day. Let's push the complacency out. Let's get the urgency back in.
Of those more than 1,300 cases, 171 were in kids 18 and under. 15 more people were in intensive care units across Kentucky today from yesterday. 90 people were on ventilators in Kentucky hospitals yesterday. Today, 113. And the state's positivity rate has gone up to 4.72%. The governor also announced 7 new deaths in the last 24 hours attributed to, in some part, to the coronavirus. Your calendar, some volleyball, football scores, and schedules, and your weather forecast still to come.
I'm Dr. Jason Zimmerman at Highlands ARH, the healthcare system of Appalachia.
Same 6 decades of experience, same undivided dedication and focus on winning your case. New location. The law offices of McFarland and Tinker are now located on Route 114 in the former McGoffin Farm Bureau location. Motor vehicle accidents, Social Security disability, SSI claims, wrongful death and workers' compensation and work injury cases. Call 349-9000. McFarland and Tinker. Go to Conley Tire in Staffordsville or ConleyTire.net right now and get $200 back on a new set of Goodyears, $100 on new Generals, Coopers, Bridgestones, and Mickey Thompsons, all with the smoothest balancing Snap-on has to offer. And if your ride has a light on, let their state-of-the-art Zeus diagnostic machine figure it out for only $35 at Conley Tire.
Your state representative in the 92nd District is John Blanton, and in the last 4 years, he's been working hard. He's secured over $130 million for the district. In McGoffin County, he continued the funding at a cost of $80 million for the Mountain Parkway, while at the same time bringing water and sewer lines to the city of Salyersville and the much-needed industrial park. Your vote is needed to continue the progress in the 92nd District, paid for by John Blanton.
Here's what's happening on your McGoffin Farm Bureau community calendar. Tomorrow is Commodity Day at the McGoffin County Senior Citizen Center. They'll be in the back of the Senior Citizen Center at the Henry Joseph Memorial Edition, and they need volunteers desperately tomorrow. If you have some time, they'll be there at 12:30. Well, seniors will be there to pick up their commodities starting at 12:30, but if you can show up even a few hours or a few minutes before that, it will be of great help. And in addition to needing volunteers desperately, they also don't have anyone who can deliver to the housing projects as of right now. So it's going to be a beautiful day tomorrow. If you can, you've got some time to spare, looking for something or a good excuse to get out and enjoy it, there you go. You can stop by the Senior Citizen Center and be a big, big help. And moving on, a reminder that the Gardner Farm is all decorated and lit up for Halloween, and it is there nightly 4 to 10 lit up for your viewing pleasure. Just stay in the vehicle because of the COVID pandemic, but nevertheless, the Gardner Farm is ready for you to stop by and take a little tour for Halloween. Medicare open enrollment starts tomorrow, runs through December the 7th, and the Big Sandy ad has got SHIP counselors to assist you with extra help in the LIS and Medicare Savings Program applications for Medicare Part D, Medicare Advantage plans, and more information. Call those numbers, 8 until 4:30, starting tomorrow. They're taking calls only due to the COVID. The horse show is set for this Saturday at the McGoffin County Horse Park, starting at $3 to get in. Kids 12 and under get in for free. All proceeds going to help support the McGoffin County Youth Baseball Softball Organization. And our local chapter of the DAR is trying to reach out to all Vietnam veterans and their families so they can recognize and honor them in a special way. If you can, call Pam Wages in the evenings of Wednesdays and Thursdays at 349-1005. And you know how it works. Call me or get that calendar information to me any way you can. And if you want birth announcements, birthdays, and anniversaries published in the Sagersville Independent, send those to Joe, J-O, at SagersvilleIndependent.com.
Hello, Bob Hutcherson here for Hutch Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Paintsville. We have big news. Our credit rebuilding program can put you in a nicer, newer vehicle today. Get 0% financing for 84 months on 2020 Ram trucks. Slow credit, bad credit, or no credit. We can get you approved and save over $3,000 on the Chrysler Pacifica. And it all comes with the Hutch Guarantee.
Your state representative in the 92nd District is John Blanton, and in the last 4 years, he's been working hard. He's secured over $130 million for the district. In McGoffin County, he continued the funding at a cost of $80 million for the Mountain Parkway, while at the same time bringing water and sewer lines to the city of Salyersville and the much-needed industrial park. Your vote is needed to continue the progress in the 92nd District, paid for by John Blanton.
Go with All Pro, and you'll always get a perfectly finished project backed by decades of experience and thousands of satisfied customers. Always with the best prices on everything from small to large remodels, bathrooms to kitchens to entire homes, or turnkey new construction on everything from garages, homes to retail space. And seamless gutters too. And All Pro still offers 0% financing for up to 18 months and long-term low interest rates on those big projects. For an estimate, call this family-owned business today.
We know a lot about these parts. We know to get what you need to climb the gorge, you go to Miguel's and afterwards you come back for a slice of their famous pizza. We know a great place for a relaxing weekend at the lake is in Paintsville. We know if you have a sweet tooth, you can't pass up a cone at Freezer Fresh Dairy in West Liberty. And we know if it's Friday night in the mountains, we'll be at the football field cheering on the home team. We know because we proudly serve these areas with the power to connect us all. We are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
It's one of the most popular and most famous things we've ever done at your Sagersville Lee's. Well, except for our chicken and our biscuits and our wedges and our ice and our hot dogs and, well, you know what I mean. The $5 coupon is back in this week's edition of the Sagersville Independent. That's $5 off family specials. That's 16 or 20 pieces of chicken, any way you like it, with mashed potatoes and gravy, coleslaw, and biscuits, enough to feed the fam and more. $5 off. Clip the coupon. They'll even give it to you for free in a free newspaper at your Sagersville Lee's famous recipe. $5 off is back. A quick update on the Montgomery County High School volleyball team. The girls picked up their first wins, actually 2 wins, both the same night against Pierrest at home. And then they carried on that momentum on Thursday of last week, getting a win at home against Buckhorn. So 3 wins in a row for the Lady Hornets volleyball team. They are almost about to wrap up their season, and they will do so with one more game at Pierrest. That's actually, I believe, set for tonight. It is. And then tomorrow night at Betsy Lane. We wish the girls well, hoping to pick up 2 more wins late in the season. Montgomery County Hornets, and as far as I know, everyone else in the viewing area in regards to football teams will be back in action as scheduled this Friday night, and the Hornets are rolling into it with a 3-2 record thus far. Yes, a 44-24 win last Friday night at Floyd Central puts the Montgomery County High School football Hornets up 3-2 on the season. In Class 3A, they've got 1 win and 2 losses, and in their district, which is the 8th, they are also 1-2, and that puts them over the halfway mark. Remember, a 9-game season this year. That's 5 in the books and 4 left, and the next one comes on the road this Friday night at Pike Central. Only 1 home game left, and that will be the following Friday on the 23rd. Johnson Central and the Golden Eagles rolled over Perry County Central this past Friday night. 75-24, your final score. Central's, it's easy math for the Central. Golden Eagles 4-0 thus far, 2-0 in Class 4A, and in their district, District 8, 2-0 as well. The Johnson Central Golden Eagles taking on Harlan County Friday night at 7:30. And with 4 games and wins in, Central only has 4 games left on their regular season schedule. Paintsville Tigers 57, Fairview 6. Tigers also 4-0, and in their Class 1A they are 2-0, 1-0 in their 6th district, and they are at Betsy Lane this Friday night. They as well have 4 games down and only 4 games left on the regular season. And lastly, I certainly can't tell you as to whether or not definitively we're going to have any more days like today or tomorrow in the 70s. I suspect we will have a few. We just don't have it in your forecast other than tomorrow. We've got some nice days ahead, just nothing in the 70s. So enjoy it if you can. That's my advice, because you certainly won't be enjoying the weather in 24 hours or in another 24 hours from tomorrow's beautiful outlook. Nope, we won't. And beautiful tomorrow, it will be. Nice evening ahead, too. 55 degrees tonight, clear skies, a calm wind becoming south about 6 miles per hour or so after midnight. You might see some gusts upwards of 17 miles per hour tonight. That's out and ahead of some even stronger southwesterly winds for your Thursday, but still hitting 75 degrees tomorrow, sunny skies, and those winds out of the southwest 6 to 9 on average, but up to 23 miles per hour at times for your Thursday. Breezy but sunny, mid-70. I know I use the word beautiful a lot, but I mean, you can't help it when it's this nice, and it's going to be that way tomorrow. And that's it for a little while, maybe a long while in that respect. Look what's happening. Talk about a cold front. The newly adjusted daytime highs and lows for Friday, a little tiny bit better than they were 24 hours ago. Friday showers, actually showers like after 4 a.m. Thursday night, Friday morning, and then those showers wrapping up pretty early on your Friday, 9 or 10 or 11 that morning. And then thereafter, cold air and clearing skies, 52, and I think mostly clear skies by Friday night, and that will help hit about a 34-degree nighttime low. And that means that we'll have frost, a lot of us, most of us, as we wake up on Saturday morning. We will perk up temperature-wise after 52 Friday to about 60 on your Saturday. Frost, but sunny, partly cloudy, and nice. And then it looks as though we're going to start to shoot back to the 70s with a Sunday forecast of around 68 degrees, but we're not. Yep, it's kind of a short-lived spike. Mostly sunny and 68 and a beautiful Sunday, but then we take another hit, another front, back down to the low 60s we go. 61 Monday and Tuesday, barely 62 on Wednesday. A few slight shower chances Monday, Tuesday as well. And then lows hovering in the low to mid-40s. And that is it. I have some very good, positive, wonderful, heartwarming news to share with you tomorrow that I'm very much looking forward to doing. So join me for that. everything else that I have between now and then. Good night, and thank you for watching.